So it's funny that you mentioned that because a lot of people have asked, is Marilyn a persona? And I've always said, no, Marilyn is just an extension of Marcel. Like most of the day, because of the type of work that I'm in, I work in childcare and social services, advocacy work. I'm normally in jeans, a t-shirt, a hoodie, beat up Converse. The more glamorous lifestyle that comes with being, with getting to don the hair, the wig, the makeup, that is in Marilyn, is again, the more feminine side of my life that I get to express that I don't always have the ability to during the day. Just again, the type of work, I work with children, I work with families, and not wanting to present in a way that could be confusing to younger audiences, as well as raise very personal questions that can arise from being too feminine presenting as somebody who was born biologically male but does not self-identify that way. So Marilyn is a great, I don't want to say escape, because I think that's definitely the wrong word, but Marilyn grants me the ability to present as feminine as I feel, period. My drag influences are all theater-based, which is, again, Marilyn's an extension of Marcel, and since Marcel mostly works in the theater industry, Marilyn's influences are strictly from the theatrical industry. Icons being Bette Midler, whom we love, oh my God, Liza Minnelli. Wanting to be more of a dancer, I think those influences are definitely Jessica Lee Golden, some of the younger dancers, Robin Herder, just people that are so invested in and ingrained in their work and so dedicated to their craft that it's inspiring to see them as well as work with them. And one very special thing about Marilyn is that every single person that I work with, either it's a costume designer, a wig artist, a makeup artist, a photographer, is a working professional within the theatrical industry. So again, my influences are all theater-based. Everybody I work with is theater-based. Either you're currently working or about to work on another project. So I'm very, very fortunate and very, very blessed to be able to have cultivated a team of artists that are dedicated to theater as much as I am.
That's great. Well, it's great you have those connections and people you can work with who definitely understand your passion.
And the insane flexibility that you need in tight timelines. Where it's rehearsal schedules change daily.
Heard about this.
Yeah. Or you have, two show, anything can happen. So I think it helps me when I'm like, oh my gosh, I got booked for a last minute show. How fast can we whip this out? What do you need? I can send coffee. I can send people to go help you out. Just tell me what you need and we can get this done. And then I always make it a point to promote each artist that I work with after the finished product is delivered, because I know how much time and effort it takes to cultivate something and create something I don't have the ability and or means to, because I'm always working. The musical Kinky Boots back in 2016, I remember this day quite vividly. It was November 17th, a couple days after Thanksgiving. And I just, on a whim, was like, this looks like a fun show. Sure, let's go see it. And halfway through Act 1, that show eventually changed my entire life. And it was a show that I wasn't able to be a part of on a professional level, as I auditioned many, many, many times. But as a method actor first, I was like, if I want to be part of this show, I need to know what it takes to physically be a working professional as a drag queen. So being really savvy and knowing a lot of the people in the area, I spoke with bar and club promoters, being like, hey, if you need anybody to work here, I would love to work here. Network with some of the local drag queens as I'm trying to audition for a role that requires, a drag performer. And that was the beginning and the end of my acting career. As a musical theater artist, it was right out the gate one of the most exhilarating things I've ever gotten to do. And Marilyn, the reason why we chose the name Marilyn Monhoe is that the TV show Smash is about a group of working professionals who want to workshop a production of Marilyn Monroe's life. Yeah. And the lead actress, played by Megan Hilty, is a very cutthroat individual, always wears blonde hair, is the living incarnation of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
But needing to be, can't call yourself Marilyn Monroe, it needs something a little trashy that audiences think are funny. But I didn't want to go off the funny aspect. I wanted to prove that I am as dedicated to my craft and to the people that I get to work with. Mm-hmm. So saying that, yes, Marilyn Monhoe is part of it, it's more the theater aspect than it is the name.
Got you. I hear you. Okay. So, you've mentioned, like, you know, starting out, you definitely seek the help of, like, theater people and also local drag queens. But did you have, like, maybe one key person or persons who were kind of, like, there to teach you and mentor you, help you adapt to this new lifestyle?
I want to say yes and I want to say no. When you're as a start, you know, as a new up and coming drag queen in particular, especially being a biPOC drag queen, you have to find individuals who will help mentor you in the art. And I was and am very headstrong. So I know my ability to take direction in something that I wasn't entirely comfortable in probably would not have been received as well as it should have been. So Marilyn has grown up the way she has because I've done it all myself. Had there been other people that have helped along the way? Absolutely. And I have to give credit to Ali Gonza, who is no longer doing drag, unfortunately. But she was the first girl. It's like she said, "You have something. Don't stop." So I haven't. I'm one of the very few POC drag queens that has said that I'm only doing this specific genre. So I only do show tunes because working in Midtown, you need to have hip pads that fit you, a corset that fits you, costumes that fit you, wigs that suit your face, your type. Everything needs to be XXX checked off. However, if you're Black, you're doing Beyonce, you're doing Cheetah Girls, you're doing things that are considered of your type. Yeah. You're being typecasted. That's the long and the short. And I'm fighting to say, screw the stigma. I may be 6'7" and Black, but I can do show tunes just as well as any other white individual on this block. And everywhere I go, I explicitly only do show tunes because I know that's what makes money for XYZ. Why is that not the case when our people come in and do it? And we are expected to do, if we do choose to do a song from musical, we're expected to do The Color Purple. We're expected to do The Wiz, Dreamgirls, songs from shows that are primarily done by a person of color. And I think that's ridiculous and wrong on so many levels. And I had been asked, "Hey, would you?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I would rather do The Sound of Music, anything go, like the whitest number you can think of, because that's not what is the normal. That's not what, unfortunately, tourists come to see. So we are always looked over as being not as good as individuals that will do, you know, dips, splits, like high kicks off of like crazy insane stunts, because I said, I'm 6'7", I can't do that. And if I did, the possibility of me breaking something is huge. And not on me in the establishment, knowing that, again, one leg up and we're already at 8.5 feet. So is it really worth, you know, there's so much going on there in terms of what I bring to the table versus what other girls bring to the table. And the long and the short is that you always have to fight to be seen. And that's not just by promoters, that's not just by other performers in the room, it's by everybody in the room. How psychotic I am. No. Oh, wow. How much I love what I do, and how much I will dive into something without a second thought of what it's going to do to myself. Like I'm very impulsive. But as a performer, my mind is always like, what's the next thing? So I'm always like, let's get through the show. Let's promote the show. Let's take as many pictures as we can. Let's post about it. Let's tell people thank you for coming. Next day, what are we doing again? So I'm very driven to see like what's the next thing, or what's going to keep me occupied for X amount of time. So if I know I have a show a month from now, you're going to see me on day 2 already prepping for a show that's 30 days away. And vice versa. There are some days when I have a show and I only have 12 hours notice. Cool. We call out of work, and because I want to come in, and I want to leave people with the impression and or just like the mindset that Marilyn is full out. Like that's how I'm full out or go home is the mantra that I've kind of like held on to. It's a Jerry Mitchell choreographer quote, meaning that you walk into the room and you're giving your closing night performance. It needs to be so good that people are crying. That's the mindset every single performance should be. If people are not on their feet by the time you're done, you've done it wrong, do it again. And I'm so driven because I just want people to see Marilyn and be, I don't want to say infatuated by, I don't want to say loved by, because those are things that's not why I do this. I do it strictly for the love of the theater and what arts can bring to people. I spend a godly amount of money on custom-made costumes because I know at the end of the day, not everybody has the ability and or funding to come see a professional Broadway show. That's kind of been my justification for spending upwards of $800 on a leotard, or 1.2 on a ball gown, or 8, 9, 12 on other things that I know I don't really need this, but it's the wow factor of seeing, now that I started working more with children and seeing kids be like, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous, and their faces just light up. That's children and adults alike when I walk into rooms in certain ensembles. It's just, that brings me more joy than working 8 nights a week in a bar that only brings in 10 to 20 people asking me to do the same 40 songs. And again, I have a really big attention for detail. So the more detailed it is, the more love that's gone into the garment, and the more love that I'm going to put into the performance, because I know that I'm not doing myself justice unless the artist's work is also, being noticed.
That's great. So you mentioned 2 different spaces.
Yes, I did.
So is your interaction with, whether it's viewers, fans, audience, or cast members, or people you're working with, acquaintances, does it really differ? Is it like night and day? Is it quite similar?
It can be a mixture of both, but sometimes it's not. Speaking for friends, family, fans, that's, I guess, one box. They are always excited to see what I'm going to bring out of the closet, because I always wear something I haven't worn to a different venue. I might wear the same ensemble a couple times to different venues, but at least I know that I've gotten this down to a science where if I'm walking into one establishment, I haven't worn this outfit before, or I haven't worn this hair outfit combo before. In terms of, let's say, our other Nightlife folks, and that's all inclusive of everybody, walking into a space in a custom outfit, I do get a lot of, you should not have spent money on something that extravagant. I've heard that many, many, many times. And my response is, it's not for you, it's for me. Or it's not for me, it's for them. I could gladly spend $20, $30 on an outfit on Amazon or eBay and get it custom, built to me, but that doesn't prove anything. It's the love of the art form and the ability to support other artists in the process.
No, yeah, exactly. You're perfecting your art.
Yeah.
You're exercising what you want to. Come on. I like making
I
stuff.
know.
So I will go all the way.
Yep.
It's not to please other people. It's myself, because I'm a perfectionist. So
To a T.
I feel you. Okay, so in your performances or the pieces that you choose to do, would you say drag allows you to express more, or maybe give me an example of what drag allows you to express that you say you wouldn't as Marcel in your day-to-day life?
I'm definitely more emotional as Marilyn. Granted, Marilyn is an extension of Marcel, but I think I tap into, again, my more emotional side performing. If you get to see a Marilyn show, odds are I'm doing a ballad. There's always one ballad in the mix, and it's one that you're just, which I laugh at. A lot of people are like, you did that. And most of the time I'm like, I don't remember whatever you just said you saw I did, because usually as soon as the music starts during a ballad, I take a deep breath and I go.
Yeah.
And from the second the song starts, the second it ends, I don't know what happens. And I know it's a weird thing to say. Nothing is ever planned. It's always spontaneous, and I'm always just like, whatever is the first thing that comes to mind. I say a quick little thank you to my sister, and then we walk out.
Yeah. So in the moment.
Very much so. Very much.
All right, great. All right, so just you're reflecting on how far you've come in your drag career. What would you say you're most proud of?
Oh my God. Kinky Boots. I have to give credit. This is I honestly did not think I was going to get cast. It's an international production that's not getting paid, and they cast me as Lola, and that's something I've been fighting for so many years, just to be seen, to be recognized, to the point where people in New York are like, stop doing this song, find something new. And I was like, all right, fine. So I literally put my Lola costume in a box, and it was sitting under my bed for a good 9 months before I auditioned for the show. And now I'm in one of the craziest positions where I actually get to bring the costumes that I wear most nights to this show and do the most authentic Lola, I think, that in a production that's ever happened. So it's not like I'm doing Kinky Boots and performing as Lola. I'm performing as Marilyn and Marcel, to the same entity on a stage doing a show with music that I'm so enamored by, with a story that I've been dying to just share my rendition of for years. And it's so rare that I said I will do whatever it takes to get there. Even if that means it puts me in a hard spot here in New York when I come back, or even when I leave, I just know that this is something that my body needs to do. And if I don't do it, I know I'm going to regret it.
Wow. Well, congratulations on getting the spot. That's I can't imagine the excitement.
It's more nerves. It's every single day. 14 days. It's mostly the fear. I think we've worked so long to get to this point, and we have it. It's here. Now I have to deliver. And not only deliver, it's deliver in a completely different country. We're also the theater is located 20 minutes away from where the original story of Kinky Boots took place. So I'm not only marketing off of the fact that you have an international drag queen coming to do this production, bringing their own hair and makeup, costumes, clothes, blah, blah, blah. You also have the history of the story with the people and the community that it's built around, all coming to see this production. So there's so many layers. I'm so extremely blessed to be able to get to tell this story, but more importantly, my rendition of how this story should go.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so thinking about how far you've come, and tell me, what are your long-term goals as a performer?
Well, we had this conversation recently. We as in my team, we call ourselves Team Monhoe. It'd be my manager, my publicist, my PR people. I have a group of people that are dedicated to making, decisions about Marilyn in the future. Yeah. We actually don't know what next steps look like. We're so, I think, focused on a couple big events we have coming up this year, as well as the possibility of touring. We're kind of just taking it day by day. I know I kind of made a little goal to myself of doing at least one professional musical that's marketed as Marilyn. So it could be Kinky Boots, it could be La Cage, it could be Little Mermaid, but it's as Marilyn. Because we're getting into the space where performing as Marilyn means way more to me than walking down the street as Marcel. Marcel is great, but the money, the time, and the love that I invest into Marilyn, Marcel doesn't need. I'm very content with the life that I live. I work with boys whom I love so much. I've been with them for 4 years, and leaving them is killing me every single day. That even if I didn't wake up tomorrow, at least I knew that I've left such an impact on these kids' lives and the people that I've gotten to speak with and love and reach out to and touch daily. I'm so content with the life that I've lived and kind of the legacy that Marilyn is slowly leaving behind. Life's so good. Take me out. I'm good.
Well, that's great. I work with kids myself. I love that to death.
The best John. The
Oh
best
yes,
John.
the first grade I taught was third grade. They're like now going into sixth grade. So.
Yeah, how you feel? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy just seeing them grow. And you know, then if I'm like, I may have left that school,
Yep.
but my heart's still tied
Still
to
there.
them. You know, yeah. Okay, so thinking of your legacy, what do you want people to think when they hear the name Marilyn Monhoe?
First, how much she loved. I think that's my biggest thing. It's like I say I'm an asshole, but it's I always preface it as that. I preface it with the fact that I lead with love. Part of it is the upbringing, but a lot of it is like I want people to know that you are cared for and you are loved for and you are supported, regardless of what's going on in your personal life. And I know that that's a very loaded statement because there could be a lot of emotional baggage tied to that for the recipient. Who cares? It's 2022 and life still goes on, but life is better when you have someone in your corner gunning, and it might as well be me. And I've been a shield for many people, many organizations, because I want to fight the fight. I want to be the person that's, in the front lines, getting the brunt of whatever is happening to protect those behind me. Yeah. And while admirable, it's also my Achilles heel because I will do that to a fault.
Yeah.
But I will say we've done pretty damn well so far. So why stop now?